Imagine a figure standing at the absolute pinnacle of the tech world, a titan of industry with a personal fortune of $5.7 billion. To put that in perspective, that makes her wealthier than the CEOs of household giants like Google or Microsoft. She leads a company generating $7 billion a year and is one of only 72 self-made female billionaires on the planet. Yet unless you work deep inside the plumbing of the internet, you probably don't even know her name. Her name is Jayshree Ullal. And while today her name is synonymous with Arista Networks and massive Silicon Valley success, her story isn't just about money. It's about the immense power of opportunity. It is about that fragile, critical bridge that connects global talent to American soil, the H-1B visa. This was the specific key that allowed a young student from New Delhi to reshape the internet as we know it. To understand how she navigated this complex maze, we have to break her life down into 3 distinct chapters. First, the culture shock of leaving India behind. Second, the high-stakes struggle to secure the visa that would let her stay. And finally, the leap where she risked her entire legacy to fight a war against a giant. Just a quick reminder, if you appreciate this in-depth content, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps us bring you more. Now, on with the story. Jayshree was born in London in 1961, but at 4 years old, her family moved to India. Her formative years were spent in New Delhi, where her father, a physicist, exposed her early on to the world of academia and innovation. She grew up in a protected environment, attending an all-girls Catholic school. But interestingly, she admits she didn't choose engineering out of passion, but through a process of elimination. She was terrible at manual tasks, but she was brilliant at logical subjects like math and physics. So that is what led her down this path. Then, at just 16 years old, everything changed. Due to her father's new job, the family moved from Delhi to the San Francisco Bay Area. She enrolled at San Francisco State University, and the culture shock was immediate. She describes herself at the time as a very shy, quiet introvert. She went from a strict all-girls Catholic school to a nearly all-male engineering program. In her engineering class, she was one of only 2 women. She was a teenager trying to adapt to a completely new culture. At the time, she convinced herself that this was temporary. Her plan was simply to get her education here and then go back home. Yet despite the shock, she moved at a blistering pace. She graduated with her Bachelor of Science in 1981 and immediately pushed forward to Santa Clara University for her master's. Pause for a moment. Most teenagers struggle just changing high schools. She changed continents. You are 16. You are a shy introvert, and you are one of only a few women in an academic environment dominated by men. I want to ask you, if you were in that position, what would have been the hardest part for you? The cultural isolation or the pressure to fit in? Let me know in the comments. Upon graduation, the clock started ticking. This was the shift from student visa to the H-1B journey. Jayshree needed a sponsor, and she needed one fast. She entered the workforce at a time when Silicon Valley was still a rigid boys' club. Despite the odds, she secured her authorization to work, landing roles at AMD and later Fairchild Semiconductor. Then came the pivot. In 1992, she joined Crescendo Communications. Just 1 year later, Cisco Systems acquired them. Jayshree didn't just join the team, she became the captain. She took charge of the switching division. To keep it simple, before Jayshree, the internet plumbing was chaotic and slow. She championed the technology that organized that chaos. She turned the internet from a crowded backroad into a high-speed superhighway. She grew the Cisco Catalyst business from a tiny startup unit into a $5 billion juggernaut. She wasn't just a manager. She was the architect of the modern corporate network. Think about that number, $5 billion. That level of focus is only possible when you have legal stability, when you aren't worrying about your visa expiring every few months. But immigration laws are a maze. It makes you wonder, in today's complex system, do you think it's possible to navigate this journey alone? Or is having the right legal strategy the real secret to this kind of success? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. By 2008, Jayshree was a legend at Cisco. She had the safety, the money, and the status. But she faced the innovator's dilemma. Cisco had become too big, too safe, and too bureaucratic. She didn't want safety. She wanted to innovate. So, she did the unthinkable. She quit. She joined a tiny startup called Arista Networks, founded by two Silicon Valley legends, Andy Bechtolsheim and David Cheriton. They had a radical idea. Don't build expensive, custom hardware. Build brilliant software. The industry giants laughed. They said it wouldn't work for serious business. Jayshree bet her reputation that they were wrong. It was a David versus Goliath battle, and David won. She took Arista public in 2014, shattering records. But success painted a huge target on her back. In 2014, just as Arista went public, Cisco attacked. Cisco launched a massive legal war. They sued Arista, claiming they had stolen the language used to operate the networks. It wasn't just a lawsuit. It was a strategy to kill the company. For 4 long years, Jayshree stood her ground. She fought the battles in court while running the business. By 2018, the dust settled. She won the war. Pause for a moment. We often think brilliance is just about high IQ or making money. But looking at Jayshree fighting a 4-year legal war, you realize brilliance is actually about character. It is about honesty. It is about the refusal to settle when you know you are right. She didn't give up because she knew her work was honest. It makes you wonder, in a world obsessed with shortcuts, do you believe that integrity is still the ultimate competitive advantage? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Today, Arista is leading the next massive revolution, artificial intelligence. If you are using AI today, your data is likely traveling through the digital roads Jayshree built. But for Jayshree, the victory wasn't just professional, it was personal. In this country, she didn't just find a career, she found her life. She married her soulmate, Jayshree Ullal, and together they raised 2 daughters, Aditi and Tarini, right here in Silicon Valley. She didn't just build a company, she built a home. Who could imagine that a 16-year-old girl who only wanted to return home after graduating ended up not just staying, but becoming a proud American citizen who now runs the place? She proved that you don't need to be the loudest voice to have the biggest impact. You simply need the chance to let your work speak for itself. The story you've just seen is a powerful answer to the question, what drives someone to leave everything behind and reshape the world with their vision? This series, proudly presented by the law offices of Chris M. Ingram, celebrates the courage, innovation, and determination of immigrants who transform history. Subscribe and join us as we continue to honor the enduring impact of immigrant ambition.